Hello everyone, and welcome to another Pyro gaming video. As I've done in the past, and as I will continue to do leading up to the release of Destiny 2, anytime the gunsmith is selling a weapon that I have personally used and enjoyed, whether it be in the past or currently, I will recommend that you guys pick it up. Now this week we have the Suros DIS-43 Scout Rifle. Now there was a period in time during the Taken King where this was my go-to primary for a period of about 6 months. And honestly, this archetype of scout rifle, which, if you're unfamiliar, it is the high rate of fire, low impact archetype, I would normally pass on this altogether because it kind of contradicts what you want a scout rifle to do. You want scout rifles to be essentially mini sniper rifles and to be able to pick enemies off at a distance with great damage. The DIS-43 does not have optimal scout rifle damage. I will go ahead and say that right out of the gate. However, with the right perk set on this weapon, it can be very fun to use. Might not be the most practical weapon in your arsenal, but it will be one that you enjoy using quite a bit. So taking a look at this thing's perks, you would see something like, say, hand laid stock, which is always a good perk. You would see something like full auto, luck in the chamber, triple tap. Those all fall under the same perk tree. I would personally go with full auto. I'll explain why here in a second. And then the other perks that you could get on this thing are something like, say, casket mag, appended magazine, maybe something to boost your reload speed, perfect balance for more stability. These are all the perk combinations that you can have. Now, the one that I had was a max stability full auto roll. So it had hand laid stock, full auto, and perfect balance. This thing did not move at all when you held down the trigger, and it was essentially like the world's highest impact auto rifle, at least in the game of Destiny. And that's how I played it. One downside about having this thing in full auto, it does shoot very fast. Honestly, it shoots about as quick as a Shadow Price, Grim Citizen, Suros regime without focus fire. Like, that's about how fast this thing shoots. And like I said, it doesn't do as much damage as some of the higher impact scout rifles, but it's definitely going to do a hell of a lot more damage than an auto rifle. So to put it in perspective, this thing was doing in the King's Fall raid, back when the King's Fall raid was light level 320 and the max light level was 335 is when I was using this. When I was 335 and the enemies were all 310 to 320 in the King's Fall raid, I was doing about 2200 per bullet. Now you compare that to a Shadow Price or the Suros regime or something like that, I was doing like 500 per bullet. But I was getting the same rate of fire, I was still putting the same amount of bullets out in the same amount of time with this as I was doing with Shadow Price. So because of that, that low impact is made up for by the sheer amount of bullets that you can put into an enemy. And because of that, it's really fun to use, and I would definitely recommend it. So the next one that we're going to take a look at is the Suros DIS-47 Scout Rifle, which is essentially the DIS-43's big brother. So the 47 is the same archetype as something like, say, the Burning Eye, Vision of Confluence, the Wounded, the Fang of Uriut. It's that middle rate of fire, middle impact archetype of scout rifle. Now, a lot of people are turned off by this scout rifle because, like I said earlier in talking about this one, the Suros perk tree is really weird. It's not a normal perk tree. There's a lot of perks that you have to sacrifice, and there is a minimal amount of combinations that you can put on these weapons. However, if you build the DIS-47, just like I said to build the DIS-43, and that is try to get as much stability as you can and run it with a full auto roll, you actually get a little bit quicker rate of fire when you apply full auto to this weapon as opposed to if you were just pulling the trigger manually for each shot. That being said, it is a very high impact auto rifle if you put full auto on this thing. Now, in addition to that, these two weapons do come with one perk that is very rare on scout rifles here in year 3, and that is Luck in the Chamber. Now, admittedly, Luck in the Chamber on scout rifles is not the most important perk. It's not the best perk to have because scout rifle magazines tend to be quite large, so that Luck in the Chamber perk is going to proc whenever it procs, and there's not really anything that you could do to kind of control it. However, when it does proc, it hits for massive damage, similar to that of a hand cannon. So it is pretty fun to have on a scout rifle, and like I said, this is one of the few, or these are two of the few scout rifles in the game that can go up to year 3 light levels with the Luck in the Chamber perk. But again, Luck in the Chamber, you have to sacrifice full auto, so I would personally go with full auto. Now the last one that we're going to take a look at is the Liud Melia D, which I can never pronounce right. This is a high impact, low rate of fire pulse rifle, and in the Crucible with the right perks, you have 2 burst potential kills if you can land all four shots from each burst as a headshot. You can kill your enemies in the Crucible in 2 bursts. Now that's pretty fun. So if you're a fan of pulse rifles, and you enjoy using pulse rifles in the Crucible, and you've never tried the Liud Melia D, go ahead and pick one up and give it a shot. What do you have to lose? It's 2,500 Glimmer. But there you have it, guys. Those are my picks for the week, and that is going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, click like. If you're new to the channel, click subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, I fucking love you. Thank you for watching, and take care, guys.